Hello students, welcome back to my video. So this is the video part number 9 and it is the last part of the video on frames of reference. Okay, so I am doing some problems on the frames of reference in this last video. Okay, so please note down the first numerical problem, so which is based on some discussions on frames of reference. We come across Galilean transformation, right? So based on Galilean transformation equations, so there is a numerical problem for you. Please note down this. So a frame S dash is moving with a constant velocity of 100 meter per second. Okay, with respect to a frame S, it is in the positive x direction. Okay, if the position of the point is 7, 8, 9 in S dash frame, okay, what will be its position in S frame if axes are coincided at 0.5 second earlier? That means there are two frames of reference, S and S dash, clear, in which, so we know the position of a point with respect to frames of reference S dash, how much it is. There are three coordinates, right? X, Y, Z. 7, 8, 9 are given with respect to moving frame of reference. So that moving frame of reference S dash is earlier coincided with the fixed frame of reference, that is S frame. Okay, how much time it is coincided earlier then? That is 0.5 second, means time is 0.5 second earlier. So after 0.5 seconds the frame S dash is moving away from S. Then what is the same coordinates of the same position, okay, with respect to S frame you have to find now. So with the help of Galilean transformation equations you can do it. Okay, so please note down this, then I will do the solution part. Okay, then what are the given parameters? So velocity of the moving frame of reference is given, how much it is? 100 meter per second. Okay, so note down that here. And what is the time taken where they are coincided? So t dash, that is. So because moving frame of reference time is equal to 0.5 second with respect to fixed frame of reference. So and then corresponding coordinates of the position 7, 8, 9 in frame S dash, you know. So that's why you should take it as X dash, Y dash, Z dash. So it is given as 7, 8, 9. So all are measured in meter. But assume that they are all measured in meter again. 7, 8, 9. Okay, that is X dash, Y dash, Z dash with respect to S dash. So it is asked to calculate the same position with respect to frame S now. That is fixed frame of reference, right? X, Y, Z you have to find here. So just use the Galilean inverse transformation equations, because if you want to find X dash, Y dash, Z dash, that is moving frame of reference, then you can use the Galilean transformation equations. But now what you have to find here is, you have to find X, Y, Z. So to find X, Y, Z you have to use the inverse Galilean transformations, should remember that. Okay, what are the equations? X is equal to X dash plus V into T dash, right? Suppose if it is a Galilean transformation, you will get X is equal to, okay, so X dash is equal to X minus Vt. So now it is X is equal to X dash plus Vt dash. So then Y is equal to Y dash, Z is equal to Z dash, both in Galilean transformations and inverse Galilean transformation also. Okay, now just substitute the given values here. So what is the value of X dash? So X dash is equal to, it is 7. Okay, then plus V is equal to how much? 100 meter per second, let it be 100 here, into T dash. So the time taken for the movement of the S dash with respect to S is 0.5 second, isn't it? 0.5 second. So if you calculate, you will get 7 plus 100 into 0.5. It is just like 1 by 2. So dividing 100 by 2 is equal to only 50. So left with only 57. 50 plus 7 is 57 meter. So what about Y dash? Y dash is equal to 8 meter. So that is equal to 8 meter. That means even Y is also 8 meter. So Z dash is equal to 9 meter. So therefore Z is also equal to 9 meter. Now you can write the coordinates. Okay, that is X, Y, Z is equal to 57, 8, 9. So these are the coordinates X, Y, Z with respect to frame of reference S. Okay, fixed frame of reference. That's it. Okay, note down the next problem now, in which find fringe shift when effective distances of the reflecting mirrors is 25 meter. So that means it is a Michelson-Morley experiment. So in which there are two perpendicular mirrors, so kept away from the beam splitter. Okay, so they are measured at what is the distance? 25 meter. Okay, orbital velocity of Earth about Sun is 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second it is, and wavelength of light used is 5900 angstrom unit. Okay, now look at the given data first. So D is equal to 25 meter. So both the mirrors like this, so this is the beam splitter as I said, right? So these two mirrors in the Michelson-Morley experiment are supposed to be at equal distance. So both the effective distance are at D. So that is what it is given here, 25 meter. And velocity of the Earth itself, actually, so Earth is considered as moving about the Sun, and the Michelson interferometer is fixed on the Earth. So that is why you have to consider the motion of the Earth or motion of the instrument. Both are with the same velocity that is given, 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second it is. And what is the wavelength of the light used here for propagation and then reflection by the mirror? That is monochromatic light, 5900 angstrom unit. Okay, so as you know, in the Michelson-Morley experiment, so when the entire instrument is rotated through 90 degree, okay, so whatever the fringes observed in the beginning, okay, should have some shift, expected fringe shift experimentally or theoretically. So theoretically there is a formula, but experimentally of course it is not observed later, and hence we say Michelson-Morley experiment is failed. There is a negative result obtained. But what is theoretically expected? So we have a formula for that. So that expected fringe shift or number of fringes expected to be shifted through n. So it is given by 2d v square by lambda c square. So direct formula is there. So you can just substitute all the given values. 2 into d is equal to 25 meter and v is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 4. Okay, so it is square. You make it square here. 3 into 10 to the power of 4 whole square, and lambda is equal to 5900, and c value is, so you know that 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second square, velocity of light it is, so whole square. So if you simplify that, so you will get 0.847. So that is the minimum expected fringes should shift once the interferometer is rotated through 90 degree. Okay, can now note down one more similar problem on the Michelson-Morley experiment. So calculate the expected shift, that means expected fringe shift in Michelson-Morley experiment if the effective length of each path is 6 meter. Okay, that means effective length means again there is a distance between the two mirrors from the beam splitter. So that is considered as the path traveled by the light. Okay, so that effective length traveled by the light is equal to how much? 6 meter. Then what is the velocity of Earth? That is 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second, and wavelength of monochromatic light used is 5000 angstrom unit. So just values are different here compared to previous problem. So distance is given 6 meter, note down that given data, and velocity of the Earth is 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second. So then wavelength light used here 5000 angstrom units. Okay, so expected fringe shift you have to calculate. So there is a theoretical formula given by n is equal to 2d v square by lambda c square. Just make the substitution of that. 2 into d is equal to 6 meter, v is now again same 3 into 10 to the power of 4 whole square, that is divided by 5000 now into 3 into 10 to the power of 8 whole square. Okay, so do this calculation. So you must get the answer 0.24 as the expected fringe shift in the experiment. Clear? Okay, so from the next video I will start the next chapter, that is special theory of relativity. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video then.